Look, we saw this coming here, a couple of important court dates for Donald Trump. November 26th means what for this case?
We're talking about the election interference case right now because we have a couple of things.
No, this is Bragg. We're going to wait for sentencing.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Let's start in New York where you are with the Bragg case.
All right, because there are three things going on today. So in New York with the Bragg case, the judge, it's basically, we don't want to show an appearance of impropriety. We don't want to have people looking at this and saying that our decision on sentencing had anything to do with the presidential election. And also, sentencings get put off all the time. And the DA in this case, Alvin Bragg, did not oppose putting off the sentencing. So there really was no counter to this. And the judge also said, a lot's going on in this case. It's a very important date and a very important thing to sentence someone. And I don't want any other distractions during that. So, yeah. He had a lot of different considerations. And, what's the point from a judicial point of view of sentencing Trump before the election? There really is no rush.
Well, yes, but does it not change the potential outcome if he is, say, not just former President Donald Trump, but President-elect Donald Trump when this sentencing happened? Isn't that likely to influence a decision on, say, actual prison time?
Well, I don't think that the judge would admit that, and I don't think that this judge would consider that. He is pretty much, by the book judge. He's on the straight and narrow. I don't think he would let that influence his decision. But I also don't think that there's any way that Donald Trump is going to be sentenced to prison in this hush money case. If anything, it might be a suspended sentence or something where he wears an ankle monitor. But I just highly doubt that the judge would send him to prison in any case.
We've got the E. Jean Carroll case as well, with the former president voluntarily back in the courtroom today for oral arguments. They're trying to appeal this $5 million verdict. June, what should our listeners and viewers know?
So it was a very short hearing, 10 minutes for each side, not unusual in an appellate hearing, and they kept them to that 10 minutes. The basis for Trump's appeal is some of the evidence that was submitted. There were two women who were allowed to testify about prior instances in which they alleged Donald Trump sexually assaulted them, and also the admission of the Access Hollywood tape. Now, at one point, one of the judges on the panel said to Trump's attorney, it really is difficult to overturn a trial judge's decision on evidence. I don't know if that will have anything to do with this, but also the judges noticed that this is there are some novel issues here, and not just because Trump was president or anything like that, but because of the New York law that is allowing these kinds of cases to go forward after so many years, the sexual assault cases. So there are some novel issues that the court may want to consider. And as far as what E. Jean Carroll's attorney said, she said that the Access Hollywood tape was like a confession by Donald Trump, so it should be allowed to be played, and also that the testimony of the women was well within the bounds of what the trial judge could do. And as the court said, it's very difficult to get a trial judge's decision about evidentiary matters reversed on appeal. So it's an uphill battle to begin with.
Wow. So that's two of the cases. Then, of course, there's the third that we got developments in yesterday, where Judge Chutkan essentially said it's an exercise in futility to try to schedule a trial before the election. So 3 strikes.
Big win, though, for the special counsel there, though, because then she decided that she's going to allow him to, as you referred to in the intro, she's going to allow him to put in this brief that will support his idea or his superseding indictment. And he has said, or someone from his office has said, that there might be new evidence in there, including grand jury transcripts and transcripts of FBI interviews with witnesses. So we're going to hear that. And that was a win for the special counsel, because Trump's attorneys wanted to file a motion of their own first.